My name is Itai. I'm from Start App. It's a mobile advertising platform working directly with publishers and advertisers. It's a mobile-only company. I'm going to present to you Startup, the company, what we do, then talk about some industry insights, including a deep look into two public companies, King and Glue, then about the challenge of game monetization in general. I'll show you a case study and how it's done. What do we mean by brains and beauty? And then I'm ending with some smart and cool monetization moments app developer use. So about us, we call ourselves the brains and beauty of mobile advertising. As we see it, it's a must combination in order for mobile game and mobile apps to succeed. It's one part of the beauty of coming with new and innovative ad units and ad templates, and the other part is the big data, being programmatic, being predictive analytics, and deciding on which ad to present to the user in a given time. We are founded 4.5 years ago. We have over 350 million monthly active users, global company with offices in New York, San Francisco, Beijing, Shanghai, Sao Paulo, and India, working directly with the world's largest game and non-game publishers from Candy Crush, Machine Zone, Uber, and more. Now a few industry insights. So I'll give you like 10 seconds just to grasp the numbers here, but in blue you can see the time spent, where people spend their time, print, radio, on the right side the mobile. And in green you can see the ad spend. And if you're looking at the two sides of this slide, you can see that print has 5% of the time, while 19% of the revenues is spent there, while mobile is completely the opposite. But as time goes by, this gap will shrink, meaning we see more and more money coming from the old traditional channels to the mobile and to the desktop. And this is pretty much it. Seeing that the worldwide ad spending is going towards mobile, supposed to reach almost $100 billion in 2018. Now I'm going to look at King, one of the world's largest publishers and game developer with Candy Crush and more titles. And this is taken from their financial reports end of 2014. So those are the metrics that King are measuring, obviously revenue and monthly active users. You have the MUPs, which is the monthly unique payers. And they came up with this one, which is fascinating. It's the MGA-BPPUs. Any idea what it means? All right, so it means monthly gross average booking per paying user. And that's one of the most important metrics that King is tracking. And those are King's results in 2013 and 2014. And you can see that their revenue is over $2 billion, growing in 20%, and the MAUs grew in over 50% to have almost 450 million monthly active users. But you can see that the MUPs, the monthly unique payers, is pretty much the same. And the percentage of monthly unique payers is even decreased in 35% year over year. But what King were able to do great was to increase the gross average booking per user, going from $16 to over $20. And this is what keeps them being so big and still so big. For King, 99% of the revenue is coming from in-app purchase, from selling virtual goods. And this is what they said in their own reports. So they're saying that a relatively small percentage of the player accounts for a large portion of our gross booking. They're saying that they monitor MUPs as a key measure of total paid network reach, and they tell that they're spending almost $500 million in 2014 on user acquisition, meaning if you have something that works, put the money there. Start doing user acquisition, start pumping it, and don't trust only on viral and on being organic. This is how the big guys are doing. And again, if you have a lifetime value of a game, if you launch a game and it is successful and players are playing, paying, and being exposed to ads, this is the way that, that you do in order to grow. Now I'm looking at Glue. Glue from Deer Hunter and Kim Kardashian last year, they launched it. They are tracking, obviously, revenue and revenue from in-app purchase. Glue has a very unique strategy of monetization of both in-app purchase and ads. So the non-paying users of Glue are being exposed to ads, which King don't use. Again, from 2013 to 2014, we see a growth of over 100% in total revenue from in-app purchase, growth more than 50% in revenue from advertising, and growth 11% in the MAUs. For Glue, 81% of the revenue generated from in-app purchase. And here's to what Glue is saying in their financial reports. The increase in total revenue was attributed mainly to Kim Kardashian app that they launched this year. Percentage of unique paying users for the largest revenue generating free-to-play games has typically been less than 2%. So this is a key VIP publisher with high-end games and apps, and still only 2% of the downloads are paying users. And they still, as King, they said that they rely on a very small portion of the total players for the vast majority of the revenue coming. So looking at King and Glues and how they monetize their apps, this is one of the biggest challenges every game developer is facing. You know, the challenge between having happy users, meaning playing everything, getting everything for free, and a happy developer that needs to make a living out of it and make some money. And finding the balance is the key here. And monetization challenge, the in-app purchase is the holy grail of every game. But we can see that even the top one, a small minority of the users are actually paying. So for the other publishers, which are not King, Glue, only 1.3% of the players spend money. 50% of the ones that are paying money make only one in-app purchase a month. 16% of paying players make over 5 in-app purchases in the same period. And check it out, 60% of mobile game revenue comes from 0.13 of the users. And that's one hell of a number to remember. It mainly says that, guys, this is not only about in-app purchase. In-app purchase works great for the high-end games, for the best successful companies in the world, but it's not enough, and it can't be enough for everyone launching a new game. There are a lot of monetization options. Well, paid app is, I wouldn't say, maybe it's no longer a validate option, because there aren't as many apps that can become successful only from paid apps. You have the in-app purchase, we talked about it enough. You have the classic ads, banners, video, interstitials. You have the native ads. It is kind of hot right now, everyone talking about native, even though not a lot of games are doing a lot of money from native ads. And we are introducing a hybrid model, kind of what I told you that Glue is doing, but very, more complicated, which is a combination of both classic ads with in-app purchase. And I'll explain in a minute. So that's the notion of our company and my lecture right now. It's when brains meet beauty. It's a combination of a good-looking, appealing ads with a very smart and sophisticated ad engine behind it to be able to match the ads that users see in your game. So how it's done? First of all, it's about differentiation and user segmentation and building a specific and smart ad policy coming into it. User segment could be about user info, if the user is holding Android, iOS, what kind of version, where is it coming from, US, Asia, etc. And the ad policy is the rules about showing ads. the mix can allow you as developer to decide how do you want to control the ads and the monetization strategy in general. So we have a publisher, big publisher, a dating public company that they decided they want to keep the female audience without ads, completely with no ads, because they are the most important for them. We have a publisher that decided to keep the US users because they're making the most of the in-app purchase, so they keep them free of ads. We have developers, segmenting it, so they know that if a user is not paying anything after his third time that he opens the app, most chances he will never pay them again, so they're showing ads only to those. So this is about segmenting your users. The second is the ad policy. So you can decide on the frequency, you can decide what's the size of the ads, what kind of templates, how often do they see them. And again, this is about building the monetization strategy that works best for you. And then after you decide on that, it's about creating unique native templates and doing a lot of A/B testing. And again, A/B testing and again and again. Size matters. So the standard banner, the 320/50, has 1.5 average CTR, while the full page ads have almost 10% CTR in our networks. It means that you can decide to show one full page ad instead of 6 time banners and you will get the same amount of revenue. About user experience. So that's about the size. Second thing is beauty matters. This is 2 examples of native advertising that we did for our publisher that have a game called Trial Extreme, which is about motorcycle. And again, we designed specifically for them those kind of ads which are same look and feel of the app itself. Optimization matters. This is on our side, on your ad partner, and you have to find a partner that can do a lot of automatic optimization. We know that in different countries, we have two versions of the app wall. One is the 2D on the left, and one is this 3D rotational app wall. And the click-through rates and the conversion rates are different from country to country. So we on our side decide to which users are we showing the 2D and to which are we showing the 3D ads. Now I'm going to show you a case study for something we did with a big publisher of us. This is La Liga. La Liga is the official Spanish football club, presenting news and updates of all the Spanish teams, mainly in Spain and Latin America. Over 90% of the users are male. This is an ad that we did just for them, and it seems, no, it's a football. I'll show you how it looks. Once the user is playing with the device, he can score the goal, and only after the goal is scored, then the user is being forwarded to the ad itself. And this template that we did especially for La Liga and for Just Eat performed great. I'll show you the result now. Better user experience because they're getting relevant and playable ads. We saw click-through rate up by 240%. Just, look at this number. We usually put a lot of efforts into improving something with 10, 20%, 30%. This unique template got us up 240%. And the eCPM was up by more than 200%. Now I'm going to finish with some smart monetization moments, just for you to see some examples of games and non-games. This is an alarm clock with 5 minutes snooze left. So if you want to have longer than 5 minutes, then you have to pay. This is an old version. You don't even have the 5 minutes. If you want any snooze, you have to pay. So this is obviously a joke because you have so many alarm clocks, which are free and are great. But just about, for you to understand how publishers are thinking of the moment where the user needs them the most, so they can, I'd call it even take advantage in those cases, but think about the specific moment that the user is experiencing with your app in order to decide when would be a good chance to ask for their money. This is Crossy Road. I saw Matt, he was speaking here earlier, and they have a beautiful app. They are just booming, doing very successfully. And for Crossy Road, it's just about when a user is failing a level, and when he's so close and getting upset and angry, this is exactly the moment where they are presenting the user the ability to earn coins faster in order to buy in a purchase. Again, level failed is one of the best moments to monetize apps. This is another moment, being paid to win. Never fail again, even if you should. Pay to win is just a moment for you to buy your success. And one last, I'm not sure if you know Tinder, one of the most popular dating app. So it's a very easy app. You can swipe to the left if you're not interested in someone, and you can swipe to the right if you are interested. Everything is free so far. So let's say you spotted this beautiful girl that you like, but by accident you swiped her to the left, and therefore the oops. In this specific moment, you can't go back. So you can't go back unless you're being offered to pay the Tinder Plus, which is $9.99 a month. Now, what's a $9.99 a month for you to get the women of your dreams? So this is exactly the moment where the publisher wants the user to understand the value. When he saw someone he likes so much, but because he's flipping it so fast, this is where they charge their money. Last slide is summary. It has to be the mix of the brains and beauty. In order to best monetize your app, it has to include the two. It just can't be you putting in a store of 99 cents, using Admo banner, and that's it. Send it free and hope for the best. This has to be more than that, and you have to think about it when you are developing the game, and not only after you're releasing it. So it's about finding the balance between user experience, user interface, and monetization strategy. Think of the app, think of the users, about the flow, about the engagement, and the points that we want to monetize. It's about going native and using specific tailor-made ads fit to your app. And I couldn't explain more how important it is to A/B test, to try something and then again and again, and what's working, scale it up, what's not working, kill it immediately. And again, build your own adventure. It has to be unique to your own app. You won't find a recipe. How it's done on mobile fits for everyone. It has to be your own experience. Thanks.